Okay, so good evening, good morning, good afternoon from whatever time you'll be watching this recording or you're listening to me from. You're welcome once again to our weekly outlook. Normally, what I tend to do, I try to do this Fridays, sorry, Saturdays, is to give you an overview of what um, an outlook of what the week is going to be like. Although most times we get it right, but we don't always get the the outcomes. They don't always play out 100% of the time, but that's not solely on a lack of insight or understanding of how the market works. It's really with the way the market works. Sometimes it do what it needs to do, irrespective of what the technical analysis is. Remember, the market is made up of two elements: the fundamentals and the technical. So they work hand in hand, but you need to understand that those that move markets are still in control of the market. They are the market makers. They are the ones that decide what we do in the market, whether we're going to profit or not. And our skills is one of the other key parameters, key elements to keep us successful or profitable in the market. So that's why we tend to spend a little bit more time looking at the charts and teaching you how to look at it so that you can um, beat the market as well, like some of us are already doing. So to begin, we always start with looking at the with the news. Start with the news to see what's really out there, what's going to happen in the week. And based on what I've seen, it's going to be a newsful week. If that's there's such a word as that, it's going to be a newsful week. So if you see there are a number of reds all over the place from Monday down to Friday, there's a number of news releases that we will be seeing. So first of all, before I begin to look at the various news that are here, I'd like to just do something just real quick, just to take you to this charts right here, because I know some of us trade news, and we also need to know a little bit about some of this news. Not really know about them, just to have an idea of how they move and what is, because volatility is just what we do. If there's no volatility in the market, we don't really, really profit at all. So give me a second, please. Okay, sorry about that. So, some of these news releases, they move the markets. Some others do not move the markets. This is not exhaustive. This list is not exhaustive. But these are just the ones that, over the years, that have just been quite volatile in the, in forex. But the truth is this: volatility has reduced. Like I said, the other some other like sessions that I had, volatility has reduced over the years. We don't see the market move so much like it used to. If you were here about 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you would have really, really enjoyed trading the forex market because it was quite volatile, a lot of liquidity, a lot of money to pick. But these days, even the NFP will drop and would NFP will be dropping 2 pips, 3 pips, 10 pips. It's ridiculous, you know. So now, when you want to trade the market, just the news to look out for, highest on the timeline on the NFP. We expect this news to really move massively. Then the next ones on the list will be the retail news, and then the other ones FOMC as well. They also have good impact in the market. There are different other ones from different places, like the speeches from different every one of these, most of these what do they call them now? Um, is it chairman? They call them, or financial I don't know their names now. I can't remember their names. Like what's that other one? Is it Draga? Draga. Those guys in Europe. Those of us in Europe, we should know him. Let me see if I can find his name here. He has this. It just released by him. Draghi. That should be his name. Let me see. Okay, I'll get to it. Yeah, so by some of these people, they also move the market. Speeches and move the market. So, but these are the news to look out for when you want to trade. I would advise you. You don't need to trade all of the news. You don't need to trade all of the news releases. Just pick the ones that you might want to really concentrate on. There are some of them that happen monthly. There are some of them that happen maybe quarterly, and then there's some of them that happen. I don't know. I think they are weekly or thereabout. So just look at them and then um, you familiarize yourself with them and then trade them. Otherwise, you just wait for them to be released, then trade the outcome of the news, because really that's one of the things that we trade. We just trade the outcome of the news. We don't really trade the news per se, but still the same thing. But just like it's a lot higher risk than trading the outcome, because number one, you know that spreads are increased. The cost of spreads become quite. I mean, what am I saying? Spreads are higher. That's what I'm looking for. During news releases than the normal times. And it's quite risky. Compared to trading the outcome, not just the news release itself as when it is being released. Yep, and also when you want to trade news releases, always try to concentrate on the major pairs. Because like I said, if spreads are not as spreads are tighter with these ones, with the major pairs than the crosses and the exotic ones. So you want to concentrate on the major pairs so you can take advantage of them, have the full benefit of trading it. The strategies, you already know the strategies that we use. We have some videos on it, some books on it as well, but probably do a session on how to trade news probably sometime. But if you don't, you need a one-on-one session on how to do it, you can drop me a line and I will make that available to you. So now, what do we have on Monday? First on the chart is the AUD news. For some of us that are looking forward to trading AUD USD or GBP AUD. So these are some of the news that may, retail sales is one of the things that we looked at. That moves is pretty much the second in command when it comes to news. Well, based on this chart anyway. So you want to look out for that. That's 2:30 a.m. I think this is based on my own time frame. Again, if you want to know what time frame, if you want to do it on your time frame, is just go here to where you have the time here, and then click on that and choose your time zone. Just choose which one of it that you belong to. Then it will take you there. This is my one. I'm in Europe, London, and everything. So that's why it's showing that time for me. So where is it? Okay, should be in front. Push that to the front. Okay, so by Monday 2:30 a.m. we have the AUD news retail sales. And by 9:30 a.m. as well, we have GBP. So if you have AUD and GBP on the same day, and we are trying to trade GBP AUD, means might be looking at a good move for that. So maybe 6 p.m. we'll have another one, but this is a medium impact news, but it's still going to move the market as we expect. It still needs to move the market. The ones that really doesn't really move the market much is the low impact news. Now, one thing I want you to understand is that market needs news to be able to, or let me say, price needs news to be able to move. There has to be news releases. That's why every time you come here, you will see either a low impact or a medium impact or a high impact news. forex needs that to be able to move. It moves the currencies. So on Monday we have those two news. So I'm quite excited about that because I'll be looking out for GBP AUD. On Tuesday we have AUD again. In fact, I think throughout this week we have more AUD news than the rest of them. But that's quite early for some of us in Europe. We may not have even woken up. So you guys in the other side of the world, you might enjoy this one. You might be able to catch this ones if you're awake or if you're still awake. So the cash rates and the I think that's Royal Bank of Australia rate statement. Yeah, so that's on Tuesday. Same Tuesday. In fact, there's a lot of news releases on Tuesday. Both major and minor ones. You have the GBP news again, and that's Tuesday 9:30. So those of you that want to also do trade the London session, yeah, opportunity for you to catch that good move in the morning Europe time. Then you have Draghi, like I was talking about, speaking on the same day, 2 p.m. Euro. So that's going to move the euro. So we're trading euro USD, euro chef. In fact, chef is one of the currencies I'm really, really looking to trade this week. But unfortunately, we don't have much chef news. But I know when we have CAD USD news, those should be able to have some impact on the pair. So we have USD news same day as well on manufacturing PMI, and then NZD euro as well on that same day, although they are medium impact news. So but they're still going to move the market one way or the other. Wednesday we have AUD again. We have AUD, we have CAD, we have I know we're looking at the CAD, GBP CAD, USD CAD, and CAD chef. So this is some news to look forward to. We have USD again at 3:30. On Thursday again, we have another AUD news. So I'm really, really looking forward to AUD this week. We have the CAD news as well. We have GBP in the morning, but it's a medium impact news. So it's the USD news in the afternoon. Friday we have another CAD news. So this one, I really think that the CAD chef that I'm looking forward in would really bring some good rewards this week. So there you have it. You know all the news that is going to be released this week. So you know what currencies to pay attention to. But that doesn't mean that the currencies that you trade would not have any kind of movements. Yeah, somehow they would be related to in some of this. I know some of you trade GBP USD. There's USD news, so definitely that pair is going to be affected. Some trade GBP AUD USD. You've seen AUD, a lot of AUD news happening. In fact, throughout the week, no, I think on Friday. Yeah, I forgot to mention. Now we know that the Japanese yen, the yen news, sometimes we don't even see high impact folders here, and then out of nowhere you see the yen either dropping or jumping out of nowhere. So that's one currency to look out for. If you trade maybe USD JPY or GBP JPY, so just look out for the yen pair, yen news. All right. Though they may not show high impact folders here, but they sure do sneak up on us every now and then. Okay, so I'll just go straight to our charts now. I was drawing out this one, so I'm going to draw it out again for us to see. I really like this pair. I'm going to trade it. Let me bounce this. I may not be able to take the time to really because I don't want this session to be long. I don't want this outlook to be long at all. I want everyone to be able to go back and watch it within 30 minutes or thereabout and get all they need to get from it. Yeah. So now, how we start? We know how we start. We identify the highs and the lows. So this is where price has gotten to. I think I would like to capture the whole of that area. Remember what we always say: price. It's not really support and resistance. It's not really a line. It's more like a zone. So we got here. I think I would want to do something different this today for this particular one. Capture this whole part based on what I've seen earlier. So I'm going to capture all of this. Yeah, because if you notice what kept happening, anytime price came into this zone, it jumped up, came into this zone, jumped, came in, jumped, came here, jumped. So presently we can see price coming down. I don't know how many of us caught this from the top and are still staying in. I didn't stay in. So this is where we're at right now. It's already dropped how many pips? Let me see. It's already dropped 200 plus pips. 300 plus pips. That's about £3,000 or 300 or 30, depending on what lot size you are trading. So presently, this is where we're at. This is where we're at right now, and I know that this is coming down to do the same thing that it's been doing before. Now, if you go to the monthly, you'll see something different. You see? Can you see that? It's actually in a consolidation. This price is in consolidation, so it's just going up and down, up and down. It's been up, so now it's coming back down. And now look at what's all of that big what's it called now, price action that we saw here was just wicks being thrown here and there. So they were not really breaking this. This is a very, very tough area for price to break. It's tried so many times, number of times. Look at this, came massively into it and jumped massively back up. Came here again, tried, dropped a very massive bearish candle, but still not able to break that. We can then went back up, and it's been ranging, since when this? Since 2015, 3 years ago. So it's still in this range, so we're still doing up and down, up and down. So it probably might be here a long time, so I'm expecting it to come back down and then jump back up. So this is one pair you can play with for the rest of the month if you want to play with it. So come back to where we're at now, start capturing it on the smaller time frame, just to be able to identify, have an idea where it is being and where it's going to. Right now we see what's happening. It has some reaction here, had a touch here, dropped, had a touch here, drop, had a touch here, drop, had a touch here, then kind of dropped and then bounced up, tried to penetrate this place as well. It's just been struggling. So as you can see, we really have a story. It's gonna go here, and if it finally comes back down here, we know where it's going to. This is just an example of supply and demand. So it's going to come here, the next place is going to up here. So you could actually just stay, within this in this pair for a while. How many pips in between? Could be picking up 600 plus pips every 2 months. I don't know how long it would take. I don't know how long it took for this one to come down. This is maybe several months. This might be several months. Does this represent a week? Let me see how many months would this be. So from here down here, okay, it took how many more? 1, 2, yeah, it took 3 months to come down here. It took 3 months to go up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It took 4 months. And okay, so you can see, if you can make 600 pips a month, that's 6,000 a month. 600 a month with just one position. It's not a bad thing, I would say. So right now this has already started making its move. So what I'm expecting is some form of it's already pulling back, just to find some good place to jump in, and then we can write this to what am I looking for? Yep, just want to capture that zone where it's at. So excuse me, take this out. So this is where this guy is at the moment. Yep, I didn't draw that very well. Sorry about that. Let's do some flesh. Okay, so this is where this guy is at the moment. So we're looking for, this is structure, right? Structure. It's broke it, came back and retested. So it's a structure and a very strong resistant line. Been doing that, kind of kind of broke out here and then broke back inside and jumped, came out and got back inside. It's just been doing this, not being able to penetrate to really break out of this whole, this whole zone. So what I'm expecting is for this to, if at all it's going to go back, it's probably just going to go back and retest this and drop. If it's going to do that, if it wants to do that. Otherwise, it may just give us some flag or pennant or whatever, and then keep dropping. So go down now and see what other zones we can find. Right now, if you can see what I'm seeing, you can see reaction here. I'm going to capture this and see that reaction. Yeah, some reaction around this area. Let me see. Let me be a bit generous to this. Drop this. So reactions happening in that zone. So it means it's some area we need to pay attention to. It's not being able to break it yet. So what are we waiting for now? We're waiting for this to be able to break this zone close below it. Yep. So until then, we're trading within this level. It may actually be nice to us and give us a double head and shoulder here. Because it's already made it's already made that left shoulder. So this is the head, and yeah, if you can see this is already dropped and probably gone back to, can probably call this a retest, because how what we trade. Let me put that line. Every time price will always tend to go back to where it broke from, where it had some reaction in the past. That so excuse me, this thing is messing up. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Bring it down. So I'm expecting price to kind of react, come back. It's already done that. Maybe probably do some other reactions around here before finally breaking. But if I'm to trade this, what I'm really gonna be waiting for is for price to do this, to break out of this. Yep. You know how we do it, retest. Then what am I looking for here? A bearish engulfing candle. So, to break out of that zone. And then I can drag it all the way down here. If I can capture it from here, I'm not going to jump out. I'm going to let it do its thing. Unless, of course, it comes back and jumps into here. Yep. But if I can get a good entry, I will jump in and then I'll be milking it till I get down. But what I'm going to start with, either 0.1 or 0.2, because there are other levels down here that I want to look at that I can be increasing. So right now, if I go down, I can see these levels that I'm talking about. One of them is this place. Yep, because that's where price went up, pulled back a bit with some good number of candles there before jumping back up. Another one could be this place, some form of reaction. Yeah. Okay, so another good one here, but just so I don't have too many lines, so let's just keep that there. I hope you can see what I'm saying. Yeah, that reaction, these reactions, then that one that stood out, and that one. So these are likely places that price may turn, places like this. So I'm just these are gonna be my levels where I'm gonna increase my lot sizes. I'm gonna add more positions, So by the time this is done, I probably might be doing a standard or two standards. Let me see how many pips I have left before this trade goes away. Okay, still have about 380 pips. Not bad, not bad. I said I wasn't gonna spend too much time on a pair. Okay, I'm doing that already. Okay, so yep. So that's that one. We're looking for head and shoulder. It's already, in my opinion, I think it's already done its head, its shoulder, its head, and its second shoulder. That giant jump to the upside did that for us. So dropped, and what we're waiting for right now is for this to break. As you can see, it's already started forming the that flat pattern, that we like to see, and it's already started forming that. So what we're waiting for right now is for a good engulfing candle to break this zone and close below it, and then we can enter on the next candle or enter on the close of that engulfing candle. So that is that trade. That's that card, chef. Yep, I think we looked at this one. Okay, this is one Adrian wanted to trade. Yeah, it's consolidating at the moment. It's in that consolidation state, but that's on the higher time frame, the weekly time frame. It's already started making its move. It did that drop, did that drop, did that drop, did that drop. So it's already going back up. So if you started here with it, then you're in a good position, because right now it's already made how many pips? It's already made 100 plus pips. So you're in a good position. But if you didn't start with them, so what you're looking for right now is for some form of entry. If I can just click this and delete it. So you see the lines are already created for us. Again, we can also look at this from that perspective. Price has not been able to get to this level, ever since it's been here in 2015, and it's just been up here, and it's not being able to get to this level too. So what's one thing to bear in mind is that if price breaks totally, this was a fake breakout. I don't like this kind of thing, you know. So if price breaks out of here, totally closes above, and remember, I always try to see an engulfing candle, a bullish engulfing candle. We never got anyone here, so there won't have been any confirmation for us to take this trade. So if it breaks out, closes above it, and we see a good bearish and bullish engulfing candle, we're going to trade that to the upside for a whooping 200 plus 300 plus pips. Otherwise, just remain in this. If you like to trade, consolidations can stay there, but if you move down to the lower time frames, you might see some good opportunities to jump in. Like for instance, where this is at this point. This is where it is. It's trading between this place. It closed above, but then there's no confirmation for us to take this trade, because you can see wicks rejections all over the place. So what you want to see is a good bearish or bullish engulfing candle to know what to do with that trade. I can draw one more line here just in case, because I still have some good pips. If I drop down, yep, 100. What about here? Yep, not bad, 80. So just get a good entry from here, get a good opener. Either you can leave this one and go for the next one, or leave, wait for it to break back down and then keep dropping. But whatever be the case, you've already seen it on the higher time frame that it's going up. It's reached this place. It's a strong support level. So it's not been able to break it since 2000 and what? Since 2016. It got here in 2016. It's not been able to break it. Yep. So right now we know it's going back up. So just know whatever you're doing, your lower time frames, if you're scalping, you're just jumping and jumping out. The overall direction is up here. So that's what you're looking at for NZD USD. So USD chef is another trade that I want to take. Let me bring this out. It's too messy. Okay, just like its brother, card chef, we're looking for this guy to drop down. We know the drill. Spin here. But why don't I draw the line first? Okay, so this is where we found it. Okay, let's just put that. So this is where it's at the moment. Yeah, somewhere around here. Yeah, so that's where it is. Yep. So every time it came down to that level, it kept jumping up. Never been able to break it. So obviously, it's coming back down now because it's jumped up. It's gone up so high. It's coming back down, and taking it from the top as well. Let me put that out there too. Put this. So let me see the monthly to see if I can see what I saw before. Yeah, exactly the same thing. There was no real break out of that zone to the upside. So every time it got to that zone, what did it do? Broke back inside. And it's been doing that since when 2000 and 2015 as well. Been doing that since 2015. It's not been able to break above, uh, to break that area. So right now it's been there and now it's coming back down. So this is your trade right there. This is your trade. Right now it's already made. I wish we stayed on this in this trade. It's already made 200 plus pips. It's fine. It's not gone too far. So right now what we're looking for now is another trading opportunity. Opportunity to jump in again. So right now it's there. I usually don't like messy candles like this, but I really have good faith in this move because I was there when this started. It's been there, it's come down, so it's gone back there and it's coming down now. So right now we still have how many pips left in this trade? 300, 500 plus pips. Yep. So dropping down to the lower time frames, you can see the reason why we drop down to the lower time frames is to be able to capture areas where we can enter the trade in, because we already know the overall direction of this trade. We already know that it's bound to come down, supposed to be down here. So we just look for areas where price would have some form of reaction, some pullbacks and what have you, so that we can enter the trade. So yep, as some place. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah, there's no major turns happening. It just surged, went up, you know. So this just gives us good reason to believe that it's not gonna have too much trouble. You know, or they struggled in this early part, but it's all good. So be watching out for it for these areas. Once it gets to, if you drop it down again, you can find some other good places to, to take your position. So let me see. I can still keep this here. Yep. So if it breaks back inside, so what I'm waiting for, I want it to. I know it's had all of this thing. I'm not even looking for the upside for this trade at all. I'm not looking for the upside. All of this thing, the upside is not my thing anymore. So I don't really need to watch this because it's already gone back. So what I'm waiting for now is for this trade to come back down. It's already touched here and bounced up. So once it closes below here, I'm gonna try to take the trade. It faked me out here. I think I entered here and it faked me out and did that. I wish I started here and I got out somewhere around here when I started seeing this massive thing happening. And thank God I got out. So I want to see it close below here. I'll enter and then watch it. Enter and watch it. And yeah. So I'm really waiting for it to come down 500 pips. You can scalp this if you choose to. Okay, so that's about the chef. Same thing would happen to euro. I think the euro chef will have the same information, but I will not really bother about this euro chef. These are the two chefs I'm looking to trade. So going to the GBP pairs. Can I scatter this? I know this has really been giving us what we've been looking for, but I'm gonna scatter it and do it again. Okay. So it's been faking out. This is one currency that I don't like trading because it's quite cheap, but has a lot of fake outs. So has a lot of messy movements. So I don't like it. You think it's gonna do something, but at the end of the day, it doesn't do it. Right now, this is what we're expecting. We're expecting this to just keep dropping, but it's just been struggling because it broke that trend line. You can see it clearly. Broke that trend line. So it's a good move to trade. You know, wait for it to come back and retest and then do your thing. But then it's just been dragging. It's typical of GBP USD. So, but so this, but I know some of us still trade it, so I'm not gonna give up on it. But remember, you need to be watchful so you don't let it mess you up. So if you want to trade this, just look out for all of the choppiness. Look at this, it's all over the place. So right now, seems like it's going back up. But whatever it's doing, again, do not take a trade unless you see confirmation. Right now it's broken. It's we're waiting for this to break down. I can take, if I was going to trade this, I will take some profit around somewhere around here, because if you notice, yeah, I was consolidating around somewhere here. So I'm gonna wait for it to come back down. Then I'll probably take a quick 80 or 100 pips. Yeah, quick 100. Okay, almost 100 pips. So wait for it to close below here, and then you know what we expect. We wait for, okay, wait for that to happen. Just move close below, and then retest or something, or flag or pennant or some form of a double top there, will, or any other kind of pattern. But basically, if you can find an engulfing candle, a bearish engulfing candle, then this will be your trade. So if we were supposed to gonna take this trade, this would have been our entry. This candle here would have been our entry. This one would have been our entry. This would have been our entry. See how it is. You see that kind of like I think that's like a shooting star. Then bearish engulfing, that would have been our entry. This is another bearish engulfing, another bearish engulfing, another bearish engulfing, and yeah. And all of this would have just been entry opportunities. And then if we entered this, if we had entered that one, we would have been how many pips? Not bad. 80 plus pips, not still bad, before we saw that move to the upside. Yep, but now we're waiting for this to break back in, and then we can ride it to the bottom. I'm not really looking, like again, I'm not really looking for the upside yet, because I know it still has room to come down here, to where it was. I think this was a let me see, was that a, yep, exactly, that was a supply zone. It still has a supply zone here that it needs to correct. So maybe this can just go a bit up. So it still needs to come down somewhere around here before making that move back up. Then if it's able to break that, then it needs to come back to this last zone that it's been to since 2016. Yep. And then go back up and do its thing. Otherwise, I don't know. This pair is what I was expecting. Was supposed to give us a total of how many pips if this was a valid head and shoulder. But when I checked on the trading view, I thought I would see more price action on the left. There was not really much thing to see. So I don't want to really call this a head and shoulder, because head and shoulders need to start from the bottom. But I don't know. There's really no data for me to confirm that this is coming from the bottom. So I'm going to discount this, just let it go. But I know that it's definitely going to come to this zone. Why? Because that's a bearish flag here. But that's going to take a while, though. This zone is going to come down to that zone. It's supposed to be that. Normally, if you measure this, this is supposed to be your TP. This is supposed to be your TP. If you do measured move, that is your TP. We had broke out of. So this should be your TP, measured move. So, but if it doesn't, if it does, then we're good. If it doesn't, we would only take it when we get confirmation anyway. That's 2000 plus, but from where it is right now, as 3000 plus, so it's all good. Again, would only take this trade when there's confirmation. I'm not looking to trade this pair, but if you guys are trading, so this is what you're looking for. You're looking for. I'm looking for the downside. I'm not really looking for the upside of this trade. Looking for the downside. Again, remember, it's a function of the currency of the US dollar. I forgot I needed to check the US dollar before I begin, but I'm going to do that before we go tonight. So that's GBP USD. GBP odd because of the odd news. Many odd news coming out. Numerous odd news coming out. We would again look at this pair. I've already marked out because of time. I'm just gonna use what I've marked out last week or thereabout. So this was break of trend line to the downside. So we expect this trade to just keep coming down eventually, because that's on the weekly. It's broken that trend line. So, but if you can see, this happened to be a good support, level, a good structural level. So if it breaks it, we know that definitely it's coming down here. That's the next structural level we can find. Yep, see how sweet that level is. If it breaks this level, how many pips are we looking for here? Yep, 500 plus pips, 520 precisely. So if you, so what you're looking for is you can see it's already broken the downside, broken to the downside. So you can either wait for it to break that, it can wait for it to break that, or for it to either come back and retest. Normally, you know how it is. If they break a trend line, they normally come back and retest the trend line or the previous structure. So the previous structure you have is this guy right here. That's your guy right there. So this is your upside. That's where you're expecting that move to get to. If it's coming back to the upside, which would be an intersection between that line, structural line, and that trend line. So you may just do this eventually. So you can ride the upside as well if you want to, and then drop back down there. So the upside, let's see how many pips we got up there. Yep, got good moves. So if you go down to your smaller time frame, let me see the 1 hour. Okay, let me start here. You can just do this. Just do this. Draw this line here. What is that line supposed to do? It's supposed to capture previous structural level where price broke, retested. So if it breaks above that, you know that you have your trade to the upside. So many structural levels here. So you need for price to break above that so that you can first TP will be around here. Another structure here. Why do I call it a structure? Break and retest. Yes, that's it. Broke, retest, drop. Another one here, somewhere around here. Yep. So, but these are minor levels. Are just for what's it called now? These are just for if you want to just pick up some quick pips, a scalp. So yep. Is that not straight? I think I'm hungry. Okay, so you see that a break, retest, and drop, then broke again, broke that level again, retest, then drop, and then broke this level. It's retesting it. But if it breaks above it, it retested and then dropped back to this level. Now, what are you waiting for now? 2 levels. Look at this. You have this level waiting for you down here. So You're waiting for that level to the upside. Quick pips. Let me see how many you can take from here to this place. Quick 30 pips. From here to this place. Quick 80 pips. And if it breaks above there, that, from there to this place, another 100 pips. So if you can get your good confirmations, you're looking for bearish engulfings, you're looking for pennants, you're looking for flags, those are the things that you're looking for, and already know its structure. Once it breaks above, all you're looking for is a pullback or some form of retest or some form of other confirmation, bullish engulfing, then you trade it to the upside. The same thing happens here. Now the same thing would happen to the downside. If it breaks below that, can either look for a retest or look for bullish and bearish engulfing or pennant or flag, then you trade it to the downside for 70 pips. If that breaks, then you know that you're coming home down here. It's really less, not too many price action to the left. Although there are things here, but if it's broken this major place, it's definitely coming down. But I'm gonna keep something here, because of this guy here, this guy, and that guy. This another structure, should say, but it's not as strong as the other ones. So just keep that there, just to fulfill our righteousness. So if it comes down, so we know that this is gonna give us how many? Not bad, 150. If it comes below that, this is definitely gonna give us much more than 150, probably 200 or thereabouts. Yes, 200 plus. So that's your trade right there. Overall, you know the direction. It may come back and retest that before dropping back to that structure. But the journey is going to take before coming down that far. So that's GBP AUD, and we have a lot of AUD news this week. Trust me, this is my pair. This guy, this two, I'm going to play with this two. So after that, I'm gonna be looking at okay, drop a pair on here. Just drop a pair, please. Okay, drop a pair that you want me to look at. Again, I'm just gonna look at about two, so that I will do the charts for the rest of them like I normally do. But the reason why I just go through this is just to give you an overview, an idea, and at the same time try to teach as well. So just drop a pair that you want me to look at. Anyone? GBP AUD. Oh no, done that already. GBP JPY, Euro USD, Euro odd, USD chef. No, yeah, USD JPY. What do you want me to look at? Anyone? Any pair? Oh, I take it we are good with what we have. Okay, NZD JPY.
Hey, Mike.
Okay.
Hey, Mike.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Mike?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you look at GJ?
Okay, so I'm going to look at NZD, JPY, and GJ. All right, so NZD, JPY, where are you? Okay, let's open that up. You know me with the Japanese pairs, they just move without warnings. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Just look at it on the higher time frame. Where are we? So this is where price got to. First of all, draw a line. Let's see some good line. Let's see major structure being rejected there. Then the upside as well. It's been doing something else. I don't know if this pair is my pair. So that is what we have. Although it did this, I'm not sure what it's trying to do there, but just gonna leave it. Let it do it. Okay, so oops, sorry. Skip that there for now. So as we can see, this is one zone. It's not being able to break as well. So every time price came to that zone, apart from this, let's see on the monthly. Yeah, I see a lot of wicks being thrown around here. I tell you that this is some strong zone, ever since it broke it in 2012. It's tried to, just kept coming to retest, and you can see what's happening here. A triangle, a pennant, if you will, is what is forming here. You can see it clearly, really beautiful, isn't it? So this is to tell me this might be heading back to the moon. This might be going back up, because I don't see it breaking this zone anytime soon. So this is definitely going back to the moon. But before it gets there, it's going to make a lot of journeys. So that's what we want to find out now. So come down to the weekly again. You can see it's rejected here. It's making its way back up. It's going back to that trend line. And remember what trend lines are. So triangles are, sorry, they just squeeze it. Once the price keeps doing that, it's going to do that for a lot of time. I wish I was doing this on my real device, so be able to draw them. All right, so it's gonna do that, keep doing that till it gets tired. Oh, not till it gets tired, till it has no place else to go. So you're boxing it in. So the next thing it's gonna do is for it to do this. And then if it has no place else to go, it's either it's gonna bust out to the upside or just do one and then drop to the downside. But it's highly unlikely that it breaks this zone. Even if it does, it's just gonna come in and reject it. Probably news is gonna push it down and then push it back up just like it did here. But I'm not really looking to trade the downside. I'm looking for it to go up. So all of these and go. Let me see. It's not very user friendly. I'm empty for this one. Okay, so right now this is where price is at. Yep. So we're looking for it to go back to the trend line. So I'm gonna just drop it down one and see where it's been and where it might likely go. So I don't like this. It's just so choppy. But if someone's gonna trade it, it's perfectly fine. Now, see what's happening. That's that level that it may get to because of that test that is happening. It tried to give us a double bottom here, but it wasn't a very perfect one because it failed along the line. Or did it? No. Let me see. If I was trading this, oops. Okay, was a win, to be honest. Really, it was a win. So now what I'm expecting, this is not a valid double bottom. Why? Because double bottoms, this is not supposed to take out this one. This is supposed to be the predominant. The first bottom is supposed to be the predominant bottom. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna watch them go down to the smaller time. I know this is going back up though. So, but if that breaks that, let me keep another line somewhere around here. It's another structural level that you might expect to see price to get to. Yep. So what it's going to do is probably going to break that and then go back over. Let me see what's happening on the smaller time frame. So right now this is what's doing. So what I want to do, I don't like this. It's showing like it's doing a V bottom or a head and shoulder. But I would only take it if there is a confirmation. What am I looking for right now? Let me draw these lines across. Let me see. All right, let's keep this one here. Keep that one there because of that reaction. So what am I waiting for? The shoulder is not sweet enough, but if you want to take it as a head and shoulder, just wait for that confirmation. Well, you already know what a V bottom is. It's a reversal pattern as well. Same with head and shoulders. They're all reversal patterns. That's what it is. So this is telling us that it's going back up, and we've already identified that from the higher time frame that this is surely going back up. So that's like another kind of confirmation, if you please. So you want to trade that. That may be your, this may be your shoulder, neck. I don't like this shoulder neck, but I'm just gonna say it's not much confirmation on it. So just wait to get a confirmation. Get a retest of that shoulder neck, but watch out for these areas, just in case there's a failed head and inverted head and shoulder. But once it breaks out of this level, then I can really look to take the trade. I don't like the way it's looking. It's not really giving me good confirmation. But if you want to take it, just make sure that you get good confirmation before you trade, or you can just scalp it. Basically, I don't like NZD pairs. I don't like NZD pairs that much. So, but if it's not clear, I don't throw my money in it. So if this is not clear enough, you can either scalp it, take 10, 20 pips and get out anytime it makes some moves, or you just leave it all together and go to something that is clear. But if this is your pair, then you might have to just look out for these directions. Already we know that it's going up, it's bullish. So it's already started making its move. And it's already made about if not 300 pips. Oh, 100 pips, okay. So it still has few more to go. So that's your lookout for that pair, NZD JPY. V bottom going to the top. It's head and shoulder. We are looking head and shoulder, but still telling us to the top. So what you're waiting for now is a bullish engulfing. I can't find any here. There's no bullish engulfing here. So even this indecision candle here, this doji here, it's just not giving me. So, but if you drop to your 1 hour, maybe you might see some things to trade, to jump in and jump out of, So yeah, so that's your pair. I don't really like that pair, but anyway, if you want to trade it, just scalp it and don't throw your money in it and let it take you out. Okay, so this guy right there. What are we doing with this pair? Should I? Oh, okay. Let me redesign it. So I don't like the way it's looking. All messy. Okay, I think I've used 1 hour on this thing. Sorry guys, it's gonna be a 1 hour 1 hour session. Shouldn't have been this long. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, you can see what's happening here. It's still in that trend. Well, some would say it has broken it, but I would not beg to differ because it did this giant rejection to the downside. I've just kept watching it. So I think this might still have some room to go. Either it might go up and retest that or something, but right now it had that rejection. So I think GBP JPY has room to go back up. Might still need to go back up a bit, or this may be the last leg because of that trend that is showing. Because of that trend. So this may be where it's going to, this structure, maybe where it's actually headed. Let me see where that would stand. Okay. Oh yes, in the 32, 38 zone. So it's a good place to look for a sell if it's gonna give us one at all. So it's gonna give us one. But this thing has really picked us out earlier because we tried to look for a sell. It was too early, to be honest. I wish we had I don't think we looked at it on the higher time frame, then we would have seen this thing coming. We saw all of the other mini structures happen, but not what we were looking for. So this one, we will take it, but we would look for good confirmation. So yep, let me see. Is there anything that I'm okay? There's nothing here to look for. Let's spin here, keep jumping. Okay, so yeah, that's that one. Okay, so right now, this is where I think it's headed. If it goes into this place, it might be coming back down. But if it breaks above that, then we know that it's definitely going to go up to the next level here. Yep, it's definitely going to go up. It did that move to the upside, I mean to the downside. It did that move. That's dropped, this. So this may be heading to this area for another drop. And you see it? That surge, that drop, and then that pullback, that drop, that pullback, that drop. Then if you have that massive drop, there's always considerable amount of pullback, either 50%. Let me see if it's already made a 50% pullback. Let's see. Okay, almost 50%. See where did it aligns with the structural level. So this is definitely the area to start looking for a sell between 50 and 61 because it tallies with the structure number one, and then it coincides with the 50% rule that when the market does this giant move to the downside, normally it gives back 50%, at least 50%, So because right now I tried to take my sell from the 38, but it broke that. So now that it's broken the 38 level, which is another key level, we know that these two levels are. So what you could do is set pending orders at the 50 and the 61.8. So maybe 0.1 here, 0.01 or 0.1, 0.01 in any of the places or in both places to see it. And then you know that your stop loss will definitely be on top. The previous high, let me see if I could find something on the 1 hour. So if this is it, your stop loss will probably be somewhere around here. Yeah, this would be where your stop loss would be. Because that's the previous high that it made. Oh, come on. Yeah. Somewhere around here would be your stop loss. Let's see how many pips that would be. So, okay, not bad. 90 pips. So if that happens, 90 pips, and you're coming back down here from there, from here to get 300, 400 plus pips. Come on, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's more than 3 to 1. That's more than 3 to 1. So yeah, so that's your trade right there. Your pending order somewhere around here, and another pending order somewhere around here, because that's like the 50% level, of that move. So that's for GBP, JPY, and that. If I can just look at the DXY quickly, real quick. Right now, you see what's happening. I marked this to do me a head and shoulder, an inverted head and shoulder. Did that, and then went to that level I created weeks ago, and then it's rejected it as I thought it would, and then it's coming down. But on second thought, this might actually be a pullback preparing to go to the upside. It may not even come down, so I'm not going to be too elated about it, respecting my trades. So it went up, did that pullback, and then broke it, and I'm sure it might be coming down to that place. If it doesn't, let me just keep. Maybe this is the final pullback because I already made 2 candles to the right and 2 candles to the left as well. So that's already found, and it's up there. So maybe this is the bottom that it's looking for. So probably it's not going to go beyond this place. Yep. If it doesn't, then it's going to go up and then probably break out of that trend. But if it does break out of that, we know that it might be going up again to this other level, which means that our Euro USD, GBP USD, every one of those USD pairs will be affected because this is the dominant, this is the base currency. Every base currency is going to be we're going to be looking to go long with it, depending, and that's a function of the quote currency as well. If the quote currency is not stronger than the base currency, for instance, if you're trading USD CAD and maybe this is bullish, probably the percentage is 19, and the USD CAD is minus 50 and the CAD is minus 50. Definitely, you're going to see the CAD is going to have much more strength. It's going to pull the market down, the pair down. So just put that into consideration. When you're trading this. So we see that this is already coming down, but it's already probably found the bottom here. We can't really know until the market opens. So if that is the case, then this might be pushing up again. But if it keeps coming down, then it's coming back to this level. And if it breaks this level, it's coming back to this level. If it breaks that, then it's coming back to my shoulder neck. And then we might be looking for an inverted head and shoulder. When that happens, I'm going to look for my trade somewhere around here to the upside. So it means I'm probably selling, buying USD CAD, USD Chev, and every one of them. When it finally gets here, put my stop loss somewhere around here. I'll probably bring it down here. No, that's going to be too long. It's going to be somewhere around here. Yep. Okay, that brings us to the end of this session. I'm going to take I'm going to do all of the other pairs that I can see and post it on the platform. But if you have a specific pair you want me to look at, please just send it to me, and I would map it out and give you the likely trading opportunities that are in them. So, do we have any questions? I would end the sessions before I take questions, please. Thank you very much. Okay.